Oh my God! Nata, isa na! Anong nangyari po? Ulit po! So, 1 o'clock in the morning. We're going to be traveling now to the Philippine domestic airport. And we're on our way to a tribal community in Southern Mindanao. We're about to board the plane now. 2-hour flight to General Santos City. And then from there, it's another 2-hour drive up mountainous roads, rough roads, going to Danlag, where we're going to find the tribal community.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is your captain speaking.
6:30 in the morning, and it's a rainy day. I'm not too sure what the road's going to be like, but it just makes it all the more exciting, doesn't it? We've been met by the brothers here in the district. Si Katindo Ipot. So I'm here now with Brother Bob and Sister Nitz.
Hi, good morning,
Bob,
everyone.
yes. They also belong to the Blan tribe. Am I pronouncing it right, Bo? Blan tribe. We're going to discover a lot today about this tribe and how they've welcomed and embraced the faith inside the Church of Christ. Apart from being famous for its natural beauty and the hometown of Manny Pacquiao, Mindanao or Southern Philippines has been for many decades struggling with Islamist and communist insurgencies. Although the region, for the most part, is peaceful, you can never be too careful, especially up there in the mountains. And that's where we were heading. Precautions were taken, but it made us all the more realize the dangers and risks the brethren and ministers have to live with here. Anyway, back to our journey. Our drive started off as a sprint up the mountain. We've just come off the cemented road and now we're on the dirt track. And there's no more houses, no more residential homes. It's just the vegetation left and right all around. And because it's been raining, the road is quite muddy, it's quite slippery. You really need a 4x4, an off-road vehicle for these conditions. What started off as a sprint turned into an agonizing crawl. We're stuck, even these 4x4s are having a hard time. He has to reverse, can't make it, he has to reverse up. There he goes. There he is. Oh. And whenever we did get moving, we'd miss being stuck. It's been like this for the last 30 minutes. And it's gonna be like this for the next 1 hour and 30 minutes. Wow. And it's not just about sitting in a truck. It's about, wrestling to keep your balance. To try to stay upright. Not only is it physically demanding, but I'm sure, especially if you're the driver, can you imagine that? How tiring it is to wrestle with that steering wheel for 2 hours. Lopo kabab.
That's behind the scenes of.
I remember a quote I read once, and it said, "The best view comes after the hardest climb." And how true that is. For the last leg of the trip, I joined Brother Bert at the back of the truck, which was much more comfortable than being inside, I can tell you that.
Nagsimula kami rito po, ang Iglesia ni Cristo, hindi po nila kilala. Opo, ang tingin po nila sa amin nung dumating kami, satanista. Opo, kami po yung mga taong labas. Kaya nung dumating po kami dyan, at bagong mukha po kami sa kanila. At nung nangaral kami ay halos ayaw po nilang lumapit.
Wow.
Opo.
So, saglit lang. Ano nangyari po?
Yung pong dala niya na simento, sakay ko na po para hindi mahirapan mag-drive.
Natumba ko
Tumba.
Gagamitin natin sa kapila yan, no?
Sa materyales yun. Para sa kapilya yun.
motor.
Wow, ganda.
Mga gagamitin po nila.
I remember this heavily laden motorbike passing us about 30 minutes before. So soon, they were already building a chapel there at Natal Tablo. And because we were blocking up the road, traffic, if that's what you want to call it, was building up behind us. Kapatid din yan?
Kapatid ka? Apo. Susubok po sa sapan.
Sinusubok. Wow. They were on their way to the worship service there at Natal Tablo. If you look on the 4x4 behind me, there are some sisters on the back of it. They were going to worship service. It takes them hours to walk there. We gave them a lift, so they jumped in the back of the truck behind us. What a beautiful place on top of a mountain. We're about two more kilometers from the village that we're going to, where a barangay chapel is being built, and you can see it really is in the middle of nowhere. The forest eventually gave up clues that we were near. The trees that lined the dirt tracks were replaced by bamboo fences and small huts. Although exhausted, a feeling of excitement and relief came over us. And to my surprise, Brother Jimmy, who had begun the trip with us, was already there, dressed up and ready to officiate the worship service. Apparently, he left the convoy about an hour earlier when we got stuck and walked the rest of the journey. Looks like he made the right choice. This gathering is the result of the campaign of the church administration that the true gospel be brought into every barangay or village around the world. Just a few years ago, the blunt people of Natal Tablo knew nothing about the Church of Christ. And now here they were, singing the same hymns, receiving the same gospel, and worshipping the same God. So rapid is the growth of the church here, there's already a need for many more congregations to be established in the nearby villages.
Yung mga kapatid po natin ay doon po magmumula sa taas po para po sila ay makadalo ng pagsamba. Mula po riyan, pababa, meron po yung mga 6 na kilometro po. Na kung lalakarin po ay hindi bababa ng 2 oras po.
Consider then how it was for the brethren to attend worship service before the creation of this congregation. Their nearest place of worship was 16 kilometers away.
Pag ang pagsamba po namin ay 6:45 po ng gabi, sundo namin dito, 2:00.
But the blessings didn't end with the establishment of Natal Tablo. Brother Bert showed me their barangay or village chapel, which was still under construction. However, he reminded me that constructing a building of this scale, this deep into the forest and this high up in the mountains, is not your usual construction job. Remember, building materials have to be brought up one load at a time, which is very difficult, costly, and time-consuming. But that doesn't stop the church administration, led by Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, in this holy work. In the last 6 years, over 1,200 barangay or village chapels have been built in some of the most remote parts of the world, giving everyone, no matter where they may be, the chance to praise and worship our Creator. After their worship service, with the help of interpreters, I was able to meet with some of the brethren who shared with me their journey into the true faith, how their lives have changed for the better, and how the love of the church administration can be felt, even though they're so far away.
Pinagpapasalamat po nila sapagkat nagkaroon po ng kapilya.
Sabi niya, mula bata hanggang tumanda siya, hindi daw sila napatayuan ng magandang kapilya. Ngayon daw, 3 years pa lang ang napatayuan na daw agad ng magandang kapilya. Ang isa sa nahangat nila sa iglesia, yung mga manggagawa natin, ministro, laging nandito. Samantalang yung sa reunion nila, yung kanilang mga leader, bihira lang umakyat dito sa iglesia.
You know, after seeing and hearing everything today, it brings to mind the instruction of our Lord Jesus Christ when he told those who have been given the right to preach the gospel to go out there and preach to everybody. And this village is no exception. This is a village at the end of the road. And it's precisely because of the work of the ministers, because of their unity with the church administration, who tirelessly go out there and find people, doesn't matter how far they are or how poor and impoverished they are, to spread the word of salvation to everybody, no exceptions.